they have strength all over the court. Two very experienced setters in Naz Akgül and Elif Şahin. Akgül winning the Champions League with the Vakifbank all the way back in 2016. You would expect Elif Şahin to keep her side or part in the side. But so far, Hande Baladin does get the nod. No surprise there. There is Şahin, number 12. Number 14, Danarecki. There'll be a battle from the Americans in the middle this evening. Danarecki, 2 meters, 4 centimeters, signing from Milano at the beginning of last season. Best spiker in the Italian Cup and the best spiker in the Champions League in 2024. Simge Akoz, the libero, somebody who's been so solid for Turkey and for Eczacibasi as well. Will be playing in the white-coloured top for the team in red on the right of your screens. The favourites certainly at home here this evening, as there's the confirmation of the lineup. Tijana Boskovic, could this be the season where the double world champion wins her first ever Champions League? She would like to think so. Elif Şahin starting as the setter. Sinead Jack Kiesel was part of that Eczacibasi team 2 years ago. Lost out to Vakifbank Istanbul in Turin. Was the best spiker in the Turkey League in 2023. Elif Şahin will get us underway. The best setter in the Club World Championships last year for Eczacibasi as they won the Club World Championships. But it goes to the lefty, Dan Brink, who gets off to a solid start. Fast left arm. This Schwerin side made up of some very, very young talent, including somebody who played very well in the first game, Liana Grosser. Yes, the daughter of Georgi Grosser, this right side German who's just been at the top of this sport for a long time. Free ball. Eczacibasi looking to get off the mark, and it's Boskovic. The two-time world champion puts a dent in the floor early on. Hande Baladin starting in that P2 position. The outside expected to score the most points, formerly of Galatasaray, but somebody who's been superb ever since youth level, MVP in the World Championships at under 23 level in 2017. That was some Turkey aside. A lot of those players who won that World Championships going on to play in VNLs and win that first ever Euro volley over a year ago now in Belgium. No touch. They want a touch. Maybe there's going to be a challenge here. Dan Brink doesn't look too guilty. Şahin with the slow ball set to the outside, slightly out of rhythm. I think you'll be able to figure that one out for yourself. Kozlowski already out there getting involved. You just saw Britstedt, one of 4 Dutchies who that man will know very well in his national team role for the Netherlands. Britstedt, the middle blocker, 198, very, very high out there. Dan Brink, who we've already spoken about, but Nova Maring and Fleur Savakoy, the 4 Dutchies in this Schwerin side. This is taking a while. Get comfortable wherever you're watching from. The boss on the left of your screen, just looking on and waiting. I mean, Boskovic, somebody who's just upped the stakes alongside Paola Agonu in European club volleyball. So we said a 2-time world champion, but yet to win the Champions League. Although she was the best scorer and the best server in the 2017 Champions League, best opposite in the following Euro volley. Well, maybe, just maybe, we're going all the way back to Germany for this challenge. Was there a touch? And you can see it on the first replay. No way. Well, just like we saw in Germany, Schwerin have got off to a very good start here. Ferhat Akbas is still throwing his toys slightly out of the trolley. And, well, Akbas was a key role for Japan in the 2018 World Championships that Boskovic and Serbia won in Yokohama. Away from the body, the middle's in here, dangerous. That's what happens when you pass well. Eczacibasi will be very, very hot to handle through the middle. It's Danirecki, 203, already causing a few issues when Eczacibasi pass well. That'll be the question though. Two top passers when it comes to statistics this year in the Champions League. Both play for Eczacibasi's rivals for Kifbank. And there's the first block, nowhere but the line open, and that's a tough situation. The first pass not there for the Germans. It just means that Pimbaçar Kokram, the tie outside, has nowhere to go against Boskovic, and again, gonna struggle in these situations. As soon as that pass is not aggressive enough and the setter's not jumping, it's gonna be very tough for Pimbaçar Kokram to put the ball away. Stuffed twice in a row, the best opposite in the Thai league back in 2020, played in Karobi last year. Now can kick out a little bit quicker. She's not been served, but the first pass isn't quite there. And here come Eczacibasi Vitra. The core skills of Schwerin just not quite there. And good serving after a great kill from Danirecki. Better. Two times to the right-hand side. For Dan Brink, it's a long line set. The middle blocker just struggling to get across and fill the seam. Brilliant from Dan Brink, who came through at Team 22, which is where these Dutchies seem to be developing some talent. And if you look at their national team at the moment, no wonder that they're there or thereabouts when it comes to Euro volley. But Boskovic set very tight, and there's a mismatch on that right-hand side. Boskovic and Kokram, and she can just slam over the top all day long. The set's tight, but it really doesn't matter. Mismatch on the right side for Eczacibasi, and Boskovic over the years has proved to be one of the best people in the world to just give that high ball to and let her go and crush it. Boskovic with the spin serve now from downtown. Patient defense from Eczacibasi over on two. Very well seen. Chance to go through that right side, but they're a little bit everywhere at the moment, the Germans. Good cover once again. Well, through the middle. Kisa this time staying on that right side to get the split, and she did get the split. A lot of the play going through that right side and going past the block of Kokram at the moment. It was a good start from Schwerin, but they've struggled in the last two rotations. Boskovic following up the good service work from Recki. More balls off of the net at the moment. Two blockers up. It's going to be problematic once more. Akbas looking up for it and up for the challenge on the side, and that's twice that they've gone through Jack Kissel on that right-hand side. And you can just see the split is always open for business. No block this time, line is open. You feel that defensively they're just a little bit out of position the last two swings. And maybe that's why Kozlovski's just got the team back in. They have to seal that line on Kissel when she stays on that right side.
Always back to the line. They will attack always on you. So let's make the space very small, and position 6 can also make a step over there. So when that Everybody will try. Everybody will try to go there. So middle is coming. We shift the whole thing over there. Okay, come on, guys. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, Kozlowski's seen it himself that the ball is going through that right side a lot to take on the tie blocker Cockram. And in turn, he's just asking the defense to shift that way as well and make sure they seal that line. Smart play from Akbas Boskovic. From the service line, they're allowing Kiesel to play on that right side and not in the middle. And she's got 2 points in a row, but then the boss fires up from behind the baseline. Boskovic on flames. Eczacibasi have come out the traps flying here. And finally, like all good things, they have to come to an end for Boskovic. My word, what a run this has been, though. Pass isn't quite there, but they'll attack through that right-hand side. A little bit out of rhythm, so Kiesel now with problems. And well, it looks as if there was a touch off the block. That's the issue sometimes. The middle's playing through that right side. And then Şahin says, okay, I'm not going to block. So they give that split away. So they're going to have to make sure they just apply a little bit more pressure in that first phase. And that first pass has to be a little bit more aggressive to the net. That's a little better. Jack Kiesel again, snaps back through the seam. We've seen her to the line, now we just see a snap back into that angle. 3 kills already for the 1 meter tall middle blocker. 3rd season for Kiesel, having moved from Valley Foglia. In Italy, Yaprak Erkic serving. P5. What cover, my word. The intensity that they're playing at, they'll be looking for the touch, and they do get the touch here at Eczacibasi. Palmberg saying well, maybe saying not, but maybe looking for a towel. But that is some touch. Singea Koz. Koz is a European champion, still never, or having won the Champions League, but part of that silver medal winning side in 22-23 when they went down to the KIF Bank in what was a huge, huge final interim. But unfortunately for the likes of Boskovic and Koz, they fell to the likes of Gabi and Gonu, who was superb, and Cansu Özbay. What was a fabulous occasion for Turkish volleyball, an all-Turkish final in Italy, and then last year an all-Italian final in Antalya. 3 points to the good here, Eczacibasi. Passes back on the money, this time to the left-hand side, the split's open. And that's kudos to Şahin, because she's used Kiesel so much. The middle has to think it's going back there again. Commits to that second touch in the end and leaves a one-on-one for Hande Baladin. So far, Şahin has been instrumental in this fast start. The Germans will have to find something from somewhere. Serve to position 1, trying to force a hand of the setter to the outside. Akbas knows something's good is coming. Twice to Baladin. We saw her first go to the angle. Now we see her just go over that left shoulder. There's a lot of variation here in the swings from Eczacibasi, and in turn it's making them very difficult to play against here. They're strong out of system, they're very strong in system, and the service is been too tough for the German passes at the moment. But another miss from Eczacibasi keeps the game just at 4. A serve. And that quietens this gym. Well, if Baladin is scoring freely, sometimes the best option is to just put the ball on her and try and get her out of rhythm in the pass. Baladin puts the ball on the money the second time of asking. Really well shaped with that outside shoulder. And we've seen Boskovic come in with the hammer a couple of times already, and that sits the defense back. And then when she does come in with the tip, she's coming from a very, very high height, the 1.94 opposite. Still 4 to the good here. Elif Şahin serving Schwerin out of system once again. Chance for a Kos to go through Boskovic, and Boskovic, she went to the tip to the line last time while she was on the backcourt. There's no stopping her to the sideline this time. Great work off the ball, charging in and fading it away from the defender at 6. That first pass still hasn't been there, and this is what Kozlowski was talking about to his own club's social media before this game. Is they know that when they're in system, they have a chance and they have the skills to really hang in there. Eczacibasi stronger in these out-of-system situations. Boskovic can just go over the top of the block if she wants to. The second timeout's being called as already, from Felix Kozlowski.
Not breaking the ball. We go in, we step in. That's an easy serve. We push this ball forward. We push past with the middle. When we go to attack, we go really for sidelines, for touch back out. If we tip these balls aggressive, not in just an easy ball there. And then we come back for block.
Kozlowski feels that his side can do just a little bit better at the moment. That first pass has been slightly elusive. I think Eczacibasi have served quite well. Kukran put to the floor. It's a long line ball trying to open up the Dutchies on the right-hand side. From the right side again, Baladin just rolls one onto the setter, and that takes them out of rhythm. There's 2 in the block in the angle this time. Hannah Baladin has put 1 away in the angle, 1 to the line, and Dambrink has been stopped. Doesn't quite make the approach to open up the cross-court angles as we've seen previously. Passes out of system once more. And at this moment in time, if you are Kozlowski, you would be expecting just a little bit more calm in that first pass. Too many of these sets coming from the out of rhythm situations, putting so much pressure on the next touch. There's a challenge. What are we challenging? Or is Mr. Kozlowski just trying to slow things down a little bit for a Schwerin side that last won the Champions League all the way back in 1978? They've been waiting a long time for European glory. That was, don't want to give my age away too quickly, but 10 years before I was born. They would love to make it past this group stage, but unfortunately that loss in Serbia has hurt them with the top team from each group qualifying for the quarterfinals, and the second place teams and the best third place team qualifying for the playoffs. Eight-point game and some big service runs. And for Kozlowski, whether he thought there was a touch on that block or not, slowing the game down certainly did his team a few favours when it comes to Eczacibasi missing their next serve. Well, another huge moment. We were speaking about her earlier on. She was impressive in the first leg between these two teams. But for the young Liana Grosser, she's back in. And she's such an exciting prospect, not just for this team, but for German volleyball as well. The daughter of Georgi Grosser. She's formerly of Stuttgart, but not 18, the substitute, until April next year. Well, she's on the outside, waiting to be fed, but good blocking. The first touch in the free ball situation is a little bit too tight, and that's been punished. The ball's been slightly off the net, off the pass, sometimes really far off the net in the first pass, but even in those free ball situations, or those situations to recycle the play, it's just a little bit scrappy from the German side, and you just cannot afford to be scrappy against Eczacibasi Vitra away from home. Close to the target. Big service pressure. And they're 4 away from the opening set here. After the young Grosser, just off of the bench. And Baladin back twice to serve. Twice doing some serious damage. Well, some more changes here. Fleur Savalcool comes on, a young, promising Dutch prospect, one that Kozlowski will certainly have his eyes on for the national team as well. Formerly of Potsdam, been in Germany since 2022, but another one that came through the Team 22 system in the Netherlands, where they are just developing some of Europe's best talents. On that right side, good cover. Eczacibasi. You can see that Ferhat Akbas is on the side, as demanding as ever, even though his team led by 10, now by 9. Just a little bit late to that. Baladin, and it's just a little bit scrappy from the 28-time Turkish champs. Hammer of a serve. But then they can use the middle. Recki's been in twice, and twice she's just been too high and over the top. Just another gear that Dana Recki gives this side at 2:03. Sees the block, trying to get over to position 1, and snaps it back towards 6. Best spiker in the Champions League last season. Puts one away, and the service pressure that she brings to this team also not to be underestimated. Scurrying everywhere against Schwerin at the moment. To the outside, better. Grosser with a little bit of DIY. And you can see why she's held of in such high esteem already. To the middle, this time Kissel, who kept running behind when Boskovic is on the backcourt, stays quick in front on the front, and there you go, there's a rare moment the German side can really draw some inspiration from. Şahin uses the pipe. We haven't seen so much of the pipe, but that's kudos to Blitz Stutter, who didn't commit with Jack Kissel, who's been fed a lot of balls. You wouldn't blame her for committing. Doesn't commit this time. They do go to Jack Kissel on the wider play, trying to find the gap between the two blockers, and that's exactly what they do. Şahin went to the pipe last time. Stutt tries to close that seam, but if she doesn't, there's only one place that ball is going, and that's putting another dent onto the floor. Boskovic serving 2 away from the opening set here. High ball off the hands. Well, that's 2 points for Grosser already. She's already been doing wonderful things at youth level, but she started to be seen at senior level as well. Overpass, and still have a job to do here, Eczacibasi. I'm sure that's the sort of attitude that Kozlowski would want to see here. Gross is going back and taking the game to the opposition and really causing some issues with their service receiver. That's a great pass. Jack Kissel this time tries to squeeze one back. We haven't seen that on the slide attack yet, that sharp angle. But all of a sudden, Gross has come up with 2 kills, and she's finding a bit of service pressure for Schwerin here. She was the best server in the European Championships at under 18 level, under 17 level twice as well. High ball to the pin. Through the second phase here, Eczacibasi looking for set point, and that's really smooth. The change of direction to work off the hands. Fast feet to the ball and a very fast arm as well from Yapak Erkek. Eczacibasi now. 7 set points. It's been pretty one-sided, but at times Schwerin have shown us that they've really come to play. Free ball for Akbas, calling for some calm on his side of the net. Boskovic showing that she has defensive skills to pay the bills as well. A bit of a joust in the end, and Hande Baladin gives Eczacibasi a 1-0 lead at home. Some very good service runs where they've affected the passing rhythm of their German opposition, and some good side-out play as well. Some nice plays with the rotation from Ferhat Akbas has given Eczacibasi Dynavit Istanbul a 25-17 win in the opening set against SSC Palmberg Schwerin from Germany. A very fast opening set here in Istanbul. The hosts have been on fine form. They have height all over the court. They have players that have been there, seen it and done it. For the young team from Schwerin in Germany, they have a lot of work here to be done. Well, what will set 2 bring us? That's the big question. We know that Kozlowski and Schwerin are building youngsters. I mean, Lena Grosser will show you that, coming on at just 17 years of age and doing a great job. But a lot of youngsters here that they will develop, and Kozlowski, an incredible coach at developing talent here. And they're up against, well, a team that don't really have time for development. They are here to try and win this Champions League and the Turkish League as well. And then Boskovic, she hasn't missed as of yet, has she? And they still have Alexa Gray in there. And no more Martina Czajninska, the Polish outside hitter. But they have kept quite a strong core of the team, including Koz and Jack Kiesel, who's been marvellous so far. Gray, Baladin, Boskovic. Şahin. Gone are the likes of Laura Herman, who we saw in Champions League action just last week for Milano, as they went down to Eczacibasi's big rivals for Kifbank. Comprehensively in the end, you would definitely say. She was part of that team that made that final in Turin. Alongside Maja Ognjenović, that was the big plan, wasn't it, for Bas that season, was to get Ognjenović and Boskovic firing together in that Eczacibasi team. It certainly worked and took them all the way to the final. Maja Ognjenović, certainly one of the best to have done it in recent years. The Serbian setter. Boskovic back to business. Really back to business. She hits a few through the angle. Kozlowski says, okay, we're going to put a cross-court block up. And then she just fires one through the line. She's unstoppable. Fast ball, slow ball situation at times. Yes, she has her times where she gets under pressure, but in a game like this evening, you do expect her to just dominate. And she's dominating already. Dictating the show here. On the right side, Tijana Boskovic. Last time, snaps one to the line, then goes away from the body and just goes off the middle hitter, the middle blocker. Back on the front court receiver, Grosser, who's kept her place in this team. And she's looking to wipe one off. Hang on, that's close. Could be a hat-trick of points for Boskovic. Ball's been given in from the first referee, as there's a few whispers going to the scorer's table, one would think. Oh, that one's in. Count it. First pass has been elusive at times. Great defense, though. This is an opportunity through the right side. Dambrink, no. 3 up in the block this time for Schwerin, trying to find a way through as Baladin. She tries to turn it, but Germans are now on the scoreboard. Grosser gets the nod in this second set. There's a couple of changes for Kozlowski. Savakol keeps her spot in the side as well, so 2 changes to the outside hitters that started this game. Well, we spoke about the Thai outside hitter, Pimpichaya Kokaram, at 180, was just getting hit over the top of early on, and when that is happening, you really have to try and bring a perfect passing game to counteract that. Good to cover. Grosser is absolutely everywhere, 17, and hasn't looked out of place whatsoever. It's only time until she's playing at one of the biggest clubs in Europe, that's for sure. High ball to the outside. Boskovic doesn't miss. Baladin, 2 very good runs of serve in that opening set, but Grosser again, it's just getting dished the ball here at 17 years old. And these are the things that you love to see under a little bit of pressure in the pass. Probably hasn't got the sharp angles open to her because she did get served inside, but she just hits over the left shoulder, off the hands, makes it look very easy, and I can tell you that's certainly not the case. A lot of rotating parts to that offense. And I make that 3 from 3 for Brecki. Not really hammering the sidelines, but just seeing the space, turning the ball slightly, and unstoppable at 203. Back to the outside, tip to the line is really good cover. Savakol playing on the wing, and a lot of work done off the ball again. She's at the line ball, and that's 3 good bits of defense from the Dutch outside in a row. She's gonna have to make another one here, but high into the angle. And Eczacibasi just keep coming. Well, my insider's telling me Kozlovski's brought in Grosser and Savukul as their two pit bulls with fighting spirit. That's exactly what they need. Can turn this around. That pass still not quite there, but just playing through different areas of the court. Dambrink not hitting the 10 all the time. They're using her through the pipe. And this time it certainly works, just to give us a different picture for the blockers. Eczacibasi this time out of system, but back into the cross court. There's a realization that the defense is hitting or setting up heavily into the line ball this time. And that's why they'll serve Yaprak Erkek inside to try and take away that cross-court angle. And you can see that she's trying to squeeze it back and get that ball into the cross-court as much as possible. She's aware that your position of set up with position 6 swinging the line. Yaprak Erkek, and you just say that maybe the Spanish libero Patricia Labre, best libero in the Spanish league just 2 seasons ago. Second season here in Germany. Could have just been a little bit more on the side of the block a couple of points ago. But anyway, onwards and upwards. Ballad in the target again. And Jack Kissel once more showing that she can hit that slide attack and hit that ball back sharp, or she can hit it deep to 6 or to the line. Lots of different swings. The Trinidad and Tobago middle blocker. Well, Boskovic known for point scoring, but she's made 3 or 4 great digs already. Grosser makes a defense as well, and that is powered home. And Dambrink not quite kicking out and showing the angles here, but staying really quick with the arm to get it through the middle blocker. Don't know if she could have hit that ball into the angle. I don't know if it even mattered in that play, as it was all about the speed and trying to beat Jack Kissel for the speed of the hands. One back though for Eczacibasi Vitra. Jackie saw a run of 4 or 5 in that opening set. Slow serve on Grossi's getting a lot of the ball. Very good, they can get the middle in here. And that's a big step in the right direction. We haven't seen the middle, we haven't seen Jaylene Keane used really whatsoever. And that's because the pass has been a little bit astray so far. But hopefully now, if they can stay in system, they can start to try and hold Retke and run the ball left and right and try and get on some one-on-one situations. Labre beaten again, and you feel that every time they come into this angle, Brace maybe not quite far enough up into the court. They hit this ball pretty high and pretty steep. Well, Jaylene Keane can't be used again at the moment with that first pass not there again. And she's had multiple MVPs in the Bundesliga. Great touch, Labre is there. Chance to come again. Through the middle, Retke trying to go away, and this time she's been stopped. That's a big, big play in this second set. Committing on that slight wrist away swing that we've seen previously. Keane 2 points in 3. Have to watch out for her serve as well. Best server in the Challenge Cup last year. No joy this time though, as it's the first ball side out. It's a hammer of a serve, but of course it's just put that in beautifully, and that's a really good turn. Retke, we said, got beaten or got blocked trying to go away from the body, then just steers one steep through the body. You're not blocking that one. No chance. Baladin, I think she fancies that one. Whether we have a challenge or not, let's wait and see. Two-time Club World Champ, but part of that Nations League winning year where they did the double with Euro Volley as well. Turkey, that was some effort from that team, led by Daniele Santarelli, taking over after being the Serbia coach and leading Jana Boskovic, and that is an absolute ripper. Try blocking or digging that one. That is sharper than sharp from Boskovic. Another setter, Elif Şahin, part of that team that won Euro Volley, and Simge Koz, Hande Baladin. So Eczacibasi incredibly well represented in those big moments for Turkish volleyball. Grosser, 3 up, so just decides to recycle. Then they go back to the right side and maybe just running out of room for Dambrink. Looks like that is the case, and Eczacibasi lead by 4 again. Challenge from Felix Kozlowski. Well, it's another challenge that seems to have gone on for an eternity here. Oh, that's why. That's why it's gone on for an eternity. That is by the closest of margins. Pick that one out. Well, I take that back. Dambrink did not run out of room whatsoever. It was the most precise swing of the evening so far. Grosser. The first mistake, minus maybe a passing error I can remember the youngster making in this game, which is another huge step forward for her. Fast to the outside, good cover again from Boskovic. Boskovic, you would have thought might have got that one back on the 10. Grosser through the pipe this time for Akbas, unhappy about something, but again the fast arm on the outside doing a lot of damage there. Akos just all over it. And in turn, it's very difficult for Blitzstüd to get across when the ball's played at that speed to the pins. It's flat, it's good setting from Şahin. Let's have a listen to Felix Kozlowski.
We have the high pipe against free block whenever. And if you got this ball, never roll shot there. We make tip in 2, and then we play block and defense again. Ladies, we are there. Let's make good things. Let's make smart things right now. Okay, so let's work with the block. Let's make touch work out. Let's play the tip. Let's play block and defense on that stuff. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Let's go.
Just helping with the decision making, when to recycle, when to build through the rally and back the block defense. Felix Kozlowski. Good timeout just on the Boskovic serve as well. We know what she's capable of. And that's another cross-body rocket from position 5 to 5. How many times have we seen that serve from Boskovic? And how many times have we seen Jack Kiesel just light it up on the front court? Very quick with that slide attack. Fast approach. Boskovic narrowly missing. Have to say, the Schwerin coaching staff coming out with the grey suits, looking very dapper here this evening. Not saying that Ferhat Akbas doesn't look smart this evening. Also looking smart, but not coming out matching. Second ball attack, well done. 2 touches, Jack Kiso is there, hands up for an apology, but more scrappy pinball play, and it's just the faster thinking and fast hands of Jack Kiso that puts another one on the scoreboard. Şahin just saying we're just going to chuck that over on 2, and that'll still send a message. It will still make the middle blocker have to look for that second ball touch and almost commit. There is Fleur Savalcourt, who since coming on hasn't looked like coming off again. Well, that could be something that changes everything here. Carla Antunovic just rips a float serve ace. Another youngster, this one from Croatia. It's a big serve, almost 2 in a row. Not quite. Chance with a free ball here for the German side. Boskovic again at her first base position defensively, but can't convert offensively. And the service pressure has maybe, just maybe, got Schwerin back into the game here. Boskovic just losing a little bit of that height. And I think we have a timeout call from Eczacibasi. 2 big serves in a row from Antunovic has just given the hosts something to think about here.
Number 22 just recognize that she's changing the code. Now she go B. Okay, 1 ball before 7, and the ball is so quick. Jack, in transition you can make a step to her. Okay, left side we risk as much as possible and show late. Difficult moment, Dumbring is going to get them. Haydi bak.
There was a huge surprise almost 2 years ago in the Champions League when Potsdam made their way to Istanbul to play against the Kifbank and took that game 3-2, coming back from 2-0 down. Fleur Savalcourt playing in that game and on the court now, so maybe, even if they go 2-0 down, Lightning could strike twice, especially with serving like that from Carla Antunovic. This flat dipping float serve causing platforms of Eczacibasi some real issues here. They can't get this first pass in, and the first pass is still not in at the moment. More free balls. This is to tie it up here. Big problems for Eczacibasi, and it is Savalcourt that puts the ball away into the angle. Well, an ace, and then I make that 3 times that the ball's been given back as a free ball, has tied things up here. The service run. Antunovic has been a game changer here, and it's all gone astray. Big problems for Eczacibasi. From 4 up in this set, they find themselves 2 down, and Yaprak Erkek just passes the ball a little bit off and right, but the connection with the setters and the hit has all gone as well. I think that's a substitution as Akul has now come in. We'll have to just confirm that. Doesn't really matter who's setting at this moment in time when Carla Antunovic is serving like this. It doesn't matter how many Euro volleys you've won, how many big competitions you've played in. This service pressure is relentless until now. And you just feel that maybe as good a run as that was from Antunovic. There's still plenty of time here with Jack Kissel serving next. We've already seen her put together a few runs of big importance for this team this evening. Now the first pass has gone from Schwerin as well. Jack Kissel having to play defense. Out of system, they'll always look for Boskovic in these plays, but it's just out of reach for her. It's a really good spot from Boskovic again, just playing tip cover. Defense at 6 is good from Grosser. Finally, they get Dambrink into the game, and Kozlovsky is starting to fire up on the bench of Schwerin as well. Wild game, this one now. The first pass has certainly gone here from Eczacibasi. They find their way through from Baladin. Grosser doing her best to get 3 up in the block again. As soon as that ball's passed off the net, it's only going to position 4, and Grosser has a few meters to travel there, so it's always more difficult to press and take your zone. Fast arm from Grosser. We've seen her come in and hit the fast line, tip the line as well this time. Smart play with Boskovic on the backcourt trying to make her go to ground. And we know that Jaylene Keane also has a very good serve on her as well. Big phase of the game this. Great pass from Eczacibasi. They've been waiting to get this pass back in to a good spot. Good soft block from the middles, and through the pipe they come. Saville call again. Scoring on the left, scoring on the pipe. 3-point game with Keane serving. And, well, from 4 up, this is exactly not what the doctor ordered for Eczacibasi. Second timeout from Ferhat Akbas.
First thing is checking the toss. We don't need to be perfect with the server, but be sure about the gap. Share earlier, okay? How you go? Classic? Chinese, okay. So make sure that the middle blocker is quick and she shows last moment right shoulder, okay? Catch high, strong. Haydi bakalım.
Well, this is fun. Service pressure and consistency can get you a very, very long way in this game, and that's exactly what's happened. It's another big serve, and it's not perfect, but it's very good. Then they can bring the middle in, but once again, defensively, some call is there, but as Ferhat Akbas was saying, be careful of the ball over the left shoulder, and Grosser is shut down this time. Going back to that swing that she really likes, and there's out-of-system plays. When the set's coming from an off-the-net position, it's really hard to go into the angle. 2 points of difference here. And a Baladin serving. Potentially just who Ferhat Akbas would want serving at this time. Grosser manages to wrestle the ball in, chases on for Baladin, but she won't get there. And in the big moments, the German side is showing that they have what it takes. Dambrink, really effective this evening. Maybe a misserve just leaves the door open here or ajar. Retke, another one who served well, and they'll know Eczacibasi that they have the ability to ruffle some feathers themselves. Be interesting to see if he sticks with Naz Akul, or whether Şahin's going to come in the next set regardless. But two very experienced setters for Eczacibasi here. There's an error from Gross and difference is back to 1. When Naz Akyol won best setter in the Champions League, Boskovic won best scorer. There's a challenge coming here. Get that score back to 20. Could then be another twist. Had to go to Naz Akyol, 4-time Champions League winner, to just try and bring a little bit of calmness here. That last one for her was the last Champions League victory was in 2017-18. Ebra Karakat, Lonika Slochez, Kelsey Robinson-Cook. Part of that side that beat the surprising run. It was a huge run, wasn't it, from CSM Volley Alba Blaj that year to make the finals, the Romanian side. One of the biggest surprises in Champions League history, beating Galatasaray on their way through. Still a challenge, and this is another big moment. No net touch for sure, no touch of the hands, and you can put that point back on the scoreboard. Is that the opening that Eczacibasi needed? Comes the setter Hanum Korn, and also someone we haven't seen since the first set, Chaya Cochran. 184 centimeter setter, another young German prospect. Needs to come on and stay calm, but it's an overpass. And under pressure, the first pass is starting to go again. Jack Kissel will not need to be asked twice to thud that one home. Comes the captain. 3 substitutions very quickly from Kozlovski. They need to find a reception. They do find a reception. Very good. Cochran fires wide of the mark though, and Eczacibasi are in a very good position now. From 4 up to a couple down to 1 up again at the back end of the second. The substitutions haven't quite come in and worked. Savalkor doing a great job with a couple of kills, but then misplacing a pass, and the substitutes coming in.
Let's go!
Recchi serving very well, but that was the side out that they were desperate for. And coming in and just delivering a great set to the right side. Good width, and because the pass is in, the middle has to hold, and there's more chances of that one-on-one. Joanna Grosser. Time to make a name again for yourself, but unfortunately into the net this time. The thing you have to think about when the athlete's just 17 years old is that she has the confidence to really go for it here. and that will put her in good stead for the future for sure. Someone who's been there, seen it, done it, got many a t-shirt. Tijana Boskovic looking to serve Eczacibasi into a 2-0 lead. It's a good serve, the middle is out the game, and this is their opportunity. In rhythm, Boskovic hasn't quite got the approach, but she can find the arm into the angle. Eczacibasi have done it the hard way, but they lead 2-0 here, and together they were stronger. They lost their pass for periods of time due to good serving from the likes of Carla Tunovic, but they rallied hard to take the second set by the narrowest of margins. Boskovic turns it on when she needs to, and she's put another one away here. Well, 25-17, 25-23. Lots of steps in the right direction if you're Felix Kozlowski and SSC Palmberg Schwerin. But they have to keep that service pressure up, because when they do serve, as well as what we've seen in the mid part of set 2, they can really cause issues for Eczacibasi. What will set 3 show us? Can they keep up the service pressure? Schwerin here, who will be desperate to try and get some more points on the board towards trying to achieve a second place here in Pool B. Or will it be Eczacibasi Vitra with another 3-0 victory? What would be their 4th 3-0 in Pool B this season? Well, if you are Kozlowski, you'll be hoping that that service pressure does stay where it was. It was not just 1 or 2 of the passes that struggled from Eczacibasi midway through that set. Akos struggling with that sort of flat dipping serve that makes it really difficult to get your platform on and slow down. Very tough to slow down fast moving float serves. And those passing issues meant that Farha Akbas had to bring on Naz Akul, 4-time Champions League winner, in that setting position. But I'm sure there's a little bit of relief on the Eczacibasi bench at the moment, because they squandered that 4-point lead to win it by 2. When they do pass well, they are tough to stop. They have so much physicality. The attack points are the same. That's interesting. The blocks are the same. Also interesting here is Eczacibasi certainly have the height advantage on the net. Schwerin have travelled over 2,000 kilometres to be here, and they've given a very good account of themselves. A young team, a development team from Germany, and Tunovic rightfully starts again after that run of serves in set 2. Doesn't look like anything's really changing for Eczacibasi here. Early serve into the net from the only change that I can see at the moment. That's Akul. Service pressure has continued, but the pass is equal to it. Recki can't put the ball away. First time of asking, can Danbring? Yes, she can. And this is a different looking side right now from Schwerin, who have come out in this third set, and look confident. They look like they're ready to be aggressive, and they look like they're ready to take this game to the opposition. Jalen Keane, who does serve incredibly well. Stop on Boskovic, big moments here. Boskovic gives us a little bit of a disappointed face, but the service pressure is there, and it shows that even Boskovic can miss, and those sharper angles are the toughest ones to hit, where even she has to stay high. Interesting. Pass is slightly off. Akul can't really go to the middle there, but she can find the boss. Fighting spirit from Schwerin once more. Can they hang in there through the pipe? No. Too fast and too strong. Yaprak Erkek means a bit of business back there. Still a youngster herself. 23 years of age, and her outside hitting partner, Hande Baladin. Good service rotation this for Eczacibasi, and it brings a block. Once again, serving the front court receiver and taking the line is a good tactic. This time on Grosser. The more that Grosser has to pinch in to pass the ball, the less she can kick out and hit that cross-court angle. Very smart play. And then they bring the youngster short, and they're a little bit out of rhythm. Danbrink going with the volley. Cause all over it like a rash Recchi, and very quick. Chance for Danbrink again from that right side. Off the hand, stays high. Proving that she can bring the heat in those out-of-system situations. Stays high, stays physical and off the hands. Ekos under a lot of pressure in the pass. Is there a touch on the way through? The answer is yes. Erkek, part of the last two Champions League squads that have medalled in the Champions League. That's silver in 2022-23, but that was her first season for Erkek here at Eczacibasi. Growing her way into the starting lineup this evening. Goes off the hands and out of bounds. Fast enough, there's enough turn on the ball. Tunovic is maybe looking at this and saying, do we need to challenge it? Recchi with the set. Great bump set from the middle. Just shows nowadays, middles over 2 meters tall, they can do pretty much everything. Looking for that slide play. Out was the call, and Schwerin have to be careful here that they don't lead points. They're working hard to get back into this. The set's just a tad too wide for Blitzstüt. Problem is, as soon as that ball goes too far across her, there's no bringing it back. This time the ball's a little bit inside. And twice Stütz being in tough situations. Just as when the ball's too far outside, it's hard to bring it back. If that ball's too far inside, you're only going into the angle. Margareta and Volovic. American middle hitter, formerly of Laguna in. Played a collegiate volleyball at Northern Illinois. Spin serving coming. That's okay. The passes of Eczacibasi can't find the rhythm they'd like there. Gross is still going for everything, and you've got to appreciate that, because that's what the greatest of all time do, and Boskovic is one of those. Oh, Boskovic! I thought they may have just snuck the line. It was out of play, and Schwerin just one behind. Front court receiver served again. The ball's off the net, so now spread play to Boskovic going high over, and that's the sort of bailout that teams dream of. Blockers think it's going back to position 4, and well done to Akil being able to spread that play to Boskovic, and Boskovic not quite in rhythm, but tips a really good bailout play there for Eczacibasi. Ace! Well, for all the good work from Schwerin, you have to say it doesn't take long for these games to get away from you. Even though they're serving well and getting Eczacibasi in tough spots, they're also in some tough spots of their own now. Akos with a perfect read. Really good play from Eczacibasi in transition. Try and get another chance here, and there's a deflection off the hands of Boskovic. Probably the first defensive mistake we've seen from the Serbian this evening. And that's a shrewd play again, tipping deep to the line from Savalkov. Been impressive since coming on in the opening set. The Dutch outside. Big opportunity. Make that 2 from 2. From the Dutchie on the left-hand side. Hammering in, staying fast with the arm and high. They're competing here. Once again, they had their chances in the previous set. They couldn't quite take them. They lost a little bit of consistency themselves. They're shaping up for a very good game, this. Eczacibasi will know that they have to try and keep their side of things very tight, their first pass especially. Jack Kissel. Right back onto the front court receiver again, and they can go through Dambrink, who makes it work through the right side again. It's very good setting. Knows that the very effective, she's on your screen, well, she was on your screen. Savalkov was out of the offense, having been served short inside. Sharp angle. Hand to Baladin. World-class play. Again, the front court receiver, the target. Grosser trying to hit herself out of trouble, and you can see that as soon as that first pass isn't quite there, that ball has to go back to Leonie Grosser, and she just can't quite find the rhythm. Eczacibasi keep the pressure on the front court receiver. Not this time. Serve to position 1. Grosser's freed up here, and they do go to Grosser when she hasn't passed the ball, and she's got more options, more angles, more rhythm. Keeney puts the ball away, and now the American to serve. Big serve as well, because having to play fairly safe there, and maybe just getting himself into a slight pickle once again. Eczacibasi, that first pass just happens to go slightly astray, and the offense just lose their rhythm and their timing. Keane serving again, huge, but better passing. Recchi through the middle, no. Well, 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 there's a little run off of this Jaylene Keane serve that means Ferhat Akbas has to call a timeout here.
Exclamation, still you can give the ball to Tika out of system, okay? Exclamation, real Chinese in front, okay? And insurance is left side, okay? So Dena, just stay low and go under as quick as possible because the spin comes very quick, okay? You need to go fast as much as possible. And exclamation fast also we can play. Haydi.
Timeout did not upset the confidence or the timing of Jaylene Keane. And once again, Eczacibasi are having a real wobble. We saw it in the previous set, and they got their way back, and they've just found themselves under some serious pressure from Keane, and it's another big serve from Keane through the pipe this time, and it's Boskovic that finds a way through. And that great run of serves from Jaylene Keane comes to an end. Akil has to do a good job of setting that ball wide enough on Boskovic and getting it across her hitting window. Big moments. Big moments in this Champions League tie. Damprink stepping up to the plate again, staying aggressive. Boskovic will probably do the same. Boskovic does do the same, but the middle blocking very good. Volovic getting across and doing some wonderful work. Lots of let's go from Schwerin. They are starting to get very confident in what they're doing. Still lead by one. Boskovic has been stopped. Dambrink with the serve. To the outside, chewing off the hands. Chance to recycle. Could be a 2-point lead if Dambrink wants to put this ball away. No, Akos is there. Rallying everywhere. Eczacibasi, listen to the fans in here. But back to the outside. There you go, Eczacibasi. Sinde Ekos maybe looking for a challenge, but no. That first phase play was glorious from Dambrink, just building through that rally, and the second time Brosa just snaps back over the left shoulder. 2-point game for Schwerin here. Now Olekik starts to find the spring in her step. Her step closes strong and fast. Jack. Gross to the target again. The pass is slightly tight, but they live to fight another phase of this rally. That's a big out-of-system swing from Grosser. Boskovic needs to put one away here. And that is the boss doing the boss things. High and heavy-armed into that cross-court angle. Defense is quality from Eczacibasi there. Grosser with a high-level rip to position 6. And if you think even about the improvements of Schwerin since the first set, their pass is a lot more consistent, getting into very good areas. And from here, really, you'd expect them to score. That's an inside 10 attack from Dambrink. Volovic there is trying to take the middle blocker with her to the outside. to open up that avenue for Palmberg to hit through the middle without a block.
So when you move
It worked perfectly, they
if you
just
feel
couldn't
the ball
execute.
it's a good
Eczacibasi
moment you
lead
can
by
open.
1.
If you feel the ball more in the middle, then we can go for this slide or this pipe. Good. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on, guys, come on, guys. Let's stay now. Let's bring them to training. Let's go.
Ready?
Well, this game keeps tossing and turning. Eczacibasi again blocking in the perfect position. They've tried to run this slide attack a few times in this third set, and it hasn't quite worked for them. The set's sometimes too wide. That time the tip was met with very quick hands from Erkek. Good cover. Recki again playing 5 and doing a great job of it. Those small things add up in this game, and Boskovic has powered through, and then they go to Jack Kiesel. And from here, Eczacibasi are putting their foot well and truly on the gas. Kozlowski this time.
No, I want to see courage. I want that we go with the idea to attack full power, and then if it's not possible, we make a tip. But we have to show also. I tell her to do that, and then we have to do also. Okay, come on, guys. Come on, hey, ladies, it's time to do. It's time to do. Let's go.
Ready?
Come on, come on.
Kozlowski wanting full power on that slide attack, and fair enough. Just wants that arm sped up and trying to challenge the blocker a little bit more. But as he said, the set has to be there at the same time. If they do run that slide attack, it is going to open up the play through that inside 10 and to the outsides, where they'll get more one-on-one situations. Reverse pipe this time. First pass is off the net from Baladin, and in turn Erkek is looking for the decision here, and that's gone their way. We might need to have another look at that one. Very unsure where that's come from. Was there a touch on the net? That way as Eczacibasi lead by 4. Well, again, the first pass not quite there. Grosser from that right side tries to find a way through, but she only finds a tip cover of Eczacibasi, and then they go high off the hands. They have their level back now. It's very, very difficult to catch them here. Grosser on the right side for this rotation, who was over the moon on Instagram, having made a block on Tijana Boskovic in the first leg of this tie, or the first fixture in Germany, making a big play on one of her idols. And she's been impressive again here this evening, but the overpass has been absolutely hammered. Erkek has really come to the forefront of this one, just cleaning up some of the passing problems from Schwerin. And they've got the consistency here. Dana Recki is serving incredibly well this evening. Another fast pass from Labry. Gross is being plucked again. This is Boskovic hitting from an out-of-rhythm situation. We've seen so much of that through the years. That relationship with Ognjenovic for Serbia, where a lot of it's been out-of-rhythm plays, and through the middle, Schwerin come. And they make it count this time. It's a long way back for them here. 2-0 down and 5 down at the business end of the set. But they're refusing to give up. Volovic does a great job of changing direction of the ball very, very late. And I have a feeling that Recchi will be disappointed she didn't get the dig on her fellow American. Service is way off the net, but they try and find Boskovic, and that's the outlet that Boskovic gives you. You got a feel for Schwerin here. They did everything they needed to do, get that first pass off the net. But then when Boskovic is on, she is very difficult to stop. Boskovic now back to serve. It's looking like Eczacibasi will continue this very good start to this Champions League campaign. Boskovic is there again. You can't set her now because she's on the floor, but you can go to the outside. Good defense. And into the block this time. Savalkul is beaten. Eczacibasi, the Croatian outside, just... sorry, Hodzik, German outside, just beaten high defensively. 2 away, Boskovic tries to go back to the line. More difficult swing for Boskovic from the service line. Volovic with the serve. It's a good serve, tough serve from 5 to 5. Defense is even better though from Kuhn. But there you have it. Once again, the block of Eczacibasi is have multiple match points. Yaprak Erkek serving for another 3-0 victory for the 28-time Turkish champs. Not this time though. A couple of substitutions coming in. Danbrin comes back on. So does Antunovic. Still 6 match points. And we know what the service pressure of Antovic can do here. They hang on in there. Second match point for Eczacibasi Istanbul. They've worked hard to get this opportunity. Is there a touch on the way out? Yes, there is. And Eczacibasi Istanbul look on thinking that they've won the tie. They have won the tie here. 3-0. They keep their unbeaten run alive here in the CEV Champions League in Pool B. They've been impressive again this evening. Yes, not perfect. They had runs against them where Schwerin certainly asked questions of them, but their quality all over the court shone through. Boskovic once more taking matters into her own hands. And after winning 3-0 away in Germany, they've won 3-0 at home. Eczacibasi keep up their unbeaten run with a 25-17, 25-23, 25-18 victory. It's another big step in the right direction this season for Ferhat Akbas and his Eczacibasi side. And, well, they're a long way from lifting their first Champions League title for 9 seasons, but they are certainly heading in that right direction. The KIF Bank have also been impressive this season in the Champions League, as Yaprak Erkek is the most valuable player for the game this evening. Well, great performance from Eczacibasi and from Yaprak Erkek was just what the doctor ordered. 4 wins from 4. For Schwerin, it's looking tougher and tougher for them. They're going to have to beat Paris and Tenta or Brenovac to have their chance of going through second. Remember, the best third place team will qualify for that playoff round as well. But Eczacibasi are looking like a very tough team to beat, and rightfully so in Pool B with their history and the quality they have on the court this year. No Alexa Gray this evening, no problem with Yaprak Erkek and Handa Baladin doing a fine job on that left side. Took a change of setter, Elif Şahin replaced by Naz Akgül, but Akgül with 4 Champions League wins knows exactly how to steer teams through these tough situations. 2 setters with great experience, even Şahin at the young age of 23. A real find for Turkish volleyball. Eczacibasi continue their winning ways here in Istanbul against a very good side from Germany and Schwerin, who have a lot of young players, development players, and one that shone this evening was Liana Grosser. Yes, the 17-year-old daughter of the great and current player Georgi Grosser, the German right side spiker. Well, the home side win again and top Pool B here in Istanbul. A superb performance from Ferhat Bass's side. Top of Pool B, business done for Eczacibasi Vitra at home. They might not be able to be stopped in Pool B this season, but I'm sure there's things for Ferhat Bass that he'll want to improve if Eczacibasi will want to return to the top of European volleyball for the first time since 2015. Boskovic was on the money again this evening. Schwerin at times